After a split with Penn State last weekend, the Wisconsin Badgers wrap up their home schedule this weekend against a very good Arizona State team. It's also reunion weekend as the Badgers honor the 1970, 1990, 2000, and 2010 teams. I'm Brian Posick, and head coach Tony Granato joins me next on the Badger Hockey Digest. We're going to talk plenty of Badger hockey, but this is the 40th anniversary of the Miracle on Ice. Of course, Mark Johnson and Bob Suter played for Herb Brooks on that team in 1980 in Lake Placid. You actually went to prep school in Lake Placid, and you remember that day fondly, don't you? The Miracle on Ice.
Yeah, absolutely. And we were just saying before we started talking, 2 years after they won the Olympics, our home rink was the U.S. Olympic Center. And I got to skate on the same ice that they won the gold medal on. So I'm skating around, and as I remember this like it was yesterday, I'd run out the ice first, and I'd pretend like I could hear the chants, the USA chants echoing through the building. So for me as a young hockey player to have an opportunity to play in that building like a couple years later, it was the most exciting experience you could ever have as a player. And obviously that team had a tremendous impact on all of us that were in that age of youth players, and Mark Johnson and Mike Eruzione became our idols instead of Stan Mikita and Bobby Hull, not instead of, as well as, I guess is the right way to say it. And we had heroes, and those guys were the guys that put USA Hockey on the map, gave everybody a nice adrenaline, boost to say, hey, if they can do it, we can do it too. And so the anniversary, I can't believe it's 40 years, but it's, I could hear the call in my head of Al Michaels, down the stretch. I could picture Ruzione's goal. I could picture Al Mark's goal. And every time you do, you get the chills, and you get this, satisfaction of knowing that you were a fan of it and got to see it.
Yeah.
And celebrate it.
And we still celebrate it 40 years later. Rob Andringa was a big Badger hockey fan and always wanted to win a national championship at Wisconsin. He did that in 1990, and it's reunion weekend. The 1990 national championship team will be honored. So will the 1970 team, the first NCAA tournament team, the 2000 team that won the McNaughton Cup, and the 2010 team with Hobie Baker winner Blake Jeffrey on that went to the Frozen Four. This is going to be a fun weekend.
It's going to be a great weekend, and we always said as coaches and as alumni, the reason our program is so special is because of teams like that, of players like that, of groups of players that have come in here and kind of set the tone for what Badger hockey is. So it's really exciting for us to have all of those teams represented. We'll have over 100 alumni back in town this weekend, and it's going to be fun.
It's going to be a lot of fun. By the way, the 1990 team, among the captains, Steve Rawlick was the team captain in 1990. One of the alternate captains was defenseman Mark Osiecki. Let's take 2 minutes with Tony's associate head coach. Can you believe it's been 30 years since you won the 1990 national championship?
Yeah, when I was getting out of bed this morning, yeah. But no, it's crazy that to think that it's been 30 years. It goes by so fast, and it's unbelievable to look at some of the footage. You talk to these guys all the time, so you just don't think the time goes that fast. But holy cow, 30 years, it's unreal.
Yeah, the friendships that you made probably first and foremost from that year, right?
It's unreal, top to bottom. There really weren't any guys that was look at me type thing. It was such a true team, and everyone got along so well. And as soon as you see any of those guys at any point, it's like you're picking up just like the old days. So, but some great, really some great friends that were developed over the course of those years.
Well, you had a lot of characters on that team, a lot of personalities on that team. Jeff Sauer let you guys play.
He was a conductor. I think he knew exactly what he was doing. Let us, kind of have the rope, and we could run with it. But we certainly had some great leaders in the room, and were able to reel it in when we needed to. We had, like I said, great teammates. Guys did a lot for each other, and never really cared who got the attention or who got the glory. And that was genuine. That was genuine, top to bottom. But Coach was a conductor and let us certainly play. And we had, like you said, we had a lot of personalities, a lot of characters in there.
Yeah, and now they'll all be back. A lot of them will be back for the reunion weekend, the 30th anniversary. It'll be fun to see the guys on it.
Yeah, it's gonna be interesting starting here tomorrow night. So, but these guys, it's gonna be fun to have them in town. Kind of open the doors to our locker room, let them enjoy it, and hopefully some of our guys in the locker room can feed off of that as well and hear some stories and really understand what it's to be a Badger. That's hard for us as coaches to tell them, but when you get alumni back and them telling stories, now they really get a feel for what it's like to be a Badger.
The Learfield IMG College Directors Cup, the highly recognized mark of distinction in college athletics across all divisions, both men's and women's sports. Follow your favorite team's pursuit for excellence in this prestigious annual award through thedirectorscup.com, USA Today, or L Directors Cup on Twitter. Learfield IMG College Directors Cup, the crowning achievement in college athletics since 1993.
Well, last weekend you split with a very good Penn State team. You held one of the highest scoring teams in the country to 6 goals. I think that's a good place to start as you head into this series against Arizona State, another very good club.
Yeah, I mean, they're a top 10 team as well, Arizona State. But the Penn State week, just going back on that, we played a really good game to win Friday. We played a really good game Saturday that didn't quite finish the way we wanted it to. But you know, I like where our team's at. I know it's hard to say that, and people look at it and say, well, you're crazy, your team hasn't won a lot. I like where our kids are developing and growing. We're close. This is a big weekend for us to have another opportunity to, like our schedule's been all year. Every weekend's been a different challenge. Some of them we've handled really well, and lots of others we've always been a little bit disappointed. So this is another opportunity for us to have a big weekend as we head to the last weekend of the Big Ten before playoffs. And you know, we're somewhat getting healthy. Turcotte was back in there. Sean was back in there. Barry's close to getting healthy. Osiecki was back in there. I feel good about our team, and you know, we still got a chance in playoffs to have a really good run.
Yep. Arizona State, by the way, here's a team that made the NCAA tournament last year. This is only their 4th year at the Division I varsity level. Their head coach is Greg Powers, who Tony knows. And they have a couple of guys to keep an eye open for. Number 39 is a defenseman, Brinson Pashnik, who has over 100 points in his career. And then Brett Gruber, who's an Appleton, Wisconsin native. He's a senior as well on this club, and they very well could make the NCAA tournament again. They're in the top 10 in the pairwise rankings, but your son used to skate for Greg Powers at ASU, right?
He did. My son, before they became a D1 team, it was club hockey there, and he played a few years for Greg. And I went and saw them play. I got a chance to meet Greg before they became a Division I program. Great, hardworking guy. The school's a great place to have a college hockey team. They need a new building. Hopefully that'll happen for them soon. But it'll be a fun place to have as a destination to go play someday, or to have them in here, because they're going to build a really nice program, which they already have.
All right. Well, good luck this weekend. Have fun.
Thanks, Brian. We'll do.
Sure, that's Badgers head coach Tony Granato. Wisconsin and Arizona State Friday and Saturday night face-off at 7 o'clock both nights. No TV, so you'll have to listen to me and Ian Perrin on the Badger Sports Network. And come on out. If you can't make it to the rink, you can hear us, of course, but we'd love to see you at the Kohl Center. You can celebrate the past and also celebrate the seniors, Max Zimmer, Johan Blomqvist, and Jack Barry. For Jay Williams and Tony Granato, I'm Brian Posick. Thanks for watching the Badger Hockey Digest.